4 months ago, walked across that highway there. It was cold, single digits to teens that day, and ended up here at Woodlawn. Well, today we're back on the MST, finally heading up to the Blue Ridge Parkway. All right, physical fitness trail. Here we go. 13.1 miles to the car. I thought it was 12. It's 13.1. 20 miles to Black Mountain, Mount Mitchell 26. So the 13 between where we're at and the top of Mitchell will be a good overnighter. The Art Center 59.3. Then Clements Dome 199.1. We're just over a mile into the trail. We've been on this road, this physical fitness trail is what it said back there. And there are bikes that ride the trail. And there are places to do various exercises along the trail. But now we're back into what looks more like the Mountains to Sea trail that we're used to seeing here. So we have a lot of uphill today. We're in the section of the trail where we're going to be approaching the Black Mountains. So I'm excited to get to Mitchell. Probably my favorite mountain range in the state. Here we are, now coming across a place where we're going to turn on the trail. We've been green tunneling it for the past little bit. There's not been any views out looking at any of the mountain ranges or the Blue Ridge. But this is the Woods Mountain Trail. And looking at Hiking Project, the Hiking Project app has an elevation profile for this, and it looks as if we're going to gain about 2,500 feet elevation over 4-ish miles, maybe 5 miles, which is very similar to some of the trails back home, specifically the ones at Dalton Park, Cedar Ridge, Flat Rock Ridge. The difference is when you get to the top of those trails, you've got a flat 7.5 mile trail. Well, mostly flat that you can hike across. But here we're going to go down the mountain, up, down, up, where the trail will end today. And picking back up at North Carolina 80, where we planted a shuttle car. There's been horses on this trail, because we've seen horse scat. We've seen prints of a horse. So this must be a shared trail with horses here on the Mountains to Sea trail. So if you're a horse rider, bring your horse out here, jump on that thing, and take a stroll on the Mountains to Sea trail. So we have arrived at our first creek crossing of the day. It's a good way to cool your feet down after a massive 2-mile hike. Look at this thing right here, man. Check them out. This is another crossing, but actually we can just step over this one. This is the first concrete ford that I have been across on the Mountains to Sea trail so far. Here we go. Okay, we have a turn here. We're going into the woods, and based on the elevation at the beginning of this, I'm thinking that this is now the uphill climb. The easy part is over. We're going up to the top of this mountain here. Yes, a whole lot like Dalton Park in the beginning. Switch back uphill. So here we go. Don't know how much of this uphill I'll record, but we will be going up for the next bit. I put the gimbal up. The hill's a little bit steep coming up this section, so probably easier to have that in the pack than in use going up this thing. Leaving the gimbal in the pack for now. Just a quick video to show that this has turned to a road now. Less than a mile up, but we're still going uphill. Pretty steep section we just finished. I'm guessing probably half a mile. Yeah. And it was up. It was a pretty steep hill. But anything steep when you've not been hiking very much this year. And I have not been hiking very much this year. Been working. Some travel. We had a vacation at Outer Banks. That was fun, good family vacation. It is good to get back up here. There's something about this trail. I fell in love with it. I want to be on this trail Anytime I get a chance to hike, I want to be out here. Even if there's no views, even if this is pretty much what you're looking at, this is where I want to be on MST. Not Grayson Highlands, not the Appalachian Trail, but just logging miles here and trying to connect where I stopped the time before to either Cleanman's Dome or to Jockey's Ridge. I haven't started going east yet, but in time I will. Okay, so we're about 5 miles in.
Time 2 hours, 26 minutes, 22 seconds. Distance 6 miles.
We're about 6 miles in here on the Mountain Sea Trail. So we just have stopped to find about 8 ticks total between us. Be looking out, the ticks are definitely out this year. But we're walking through a fairly grassy area though. Yeah, ticks everywhere up here today. Okay, we are at the top of the first peak. We'll be descending probably 500-ish feet in elevation, going back to a second peak, and then we'll do the same thing and head back up to a third peak. So this is someone described it on Hiking Project as a roller coaster trail. Very much so. A somewhat hazy day, and I've got wide view on, but behind these trees are the Black Mountains. Should be there before too long, maybe 1 or 2 more hikes away. So the last mountain that we climbed was actually Woods Mountain, and we went ahead and skipped the Woods Mountain Lookout Tower. We're just going to head on down this hill here and check out the beautiful views of these big mountains here. The trail's descending fairly steeply here. Got the camera pointed down. Approaching the bottom now of Woods Mountain, and we should be somewhere in the next quarter of a mile or so going up our next ascent to the next ridge line, to the next little peak. Okay, once again we're going from east to west on the Mountain Sea Trail. So what we have here is Woods Mountain Trail going that direction. It is a bike friendly and a horse friendly trail, and then we have the misprint here. The MTS, this is the MST. It's going to go straight ahead. Still coming down the second knob, and I think there will be a third that we'll climb up and over to conclude the day. Mileage wise, we appear to be exactly 2 miles from the end. There is some kind of trail that goes this direction and to this direction. Not sure what that is, maybe something to look up later. The MST goes straight ahead. Going to be going uphill for the near remainder of the hike, which is about another 1.5 to 1.75 miles. The hill straight ahead, which you may not be able to see so much for the trees. But that's the last hill to climb today. Come on, man.
One more behind me.
Okay.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Still out here making an effort to not get rained on. They were calling for thunderstorms, and so we decided to depart at 3:30 this morning to the parkway. And that got us out here a lot earlier to hit the trail before the thunderstorms would roll in, but the forecast did change slightly, and the thunderstorms look like they're coming later in the day. Sure if the camera will pick it up, but we can hear the sound of traffic on the Blue Ridge Parkway. The last time that we came close to the Blue Ridge Parkway was leaving Beacon Heights. beginning of section 4, and now we are one hike away from the conclusion of section 4, or segment 4. So those motorcycles are coming from North Carolina at 80, enjoying the curvy road. We're going to head down that way and look for a Chipotle. I don't know if you caught that or not, but that was a pretty decent rhyme to dang near close out this hike here today on the Mountains to Sea Trail. Walking above the Blue Ridge Parkway now. This is the end of the trail for today. Heading to this parking area just off North Carolina 80. So if you ever want to do an MST shuttle, you can park up here at North Carolina 80, park another car, or I guess may drop you off at the bottom of the mountain at the Woodlawn parking area. Well, that concludes the hike here. We'll pick up the next time and we will head up to Mount Mitchell. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the other side.